are you familiar with Zane Lowe?
Yeah, is he was he one of the One Direction? Or that's a
Nah,
different thing.
oh yeah.
Oh, okay, my fault, my fault, my fault. I only know one Zayn, he was
Yeah.
before.
With Zane Lowe, he's this Apple Music guy who, does interviews and he's a radio show. But they kind of said that that my music sounded like a 6-car lane on a highway or whatever. Like it was just from this and that, and you can never really tell what's next. And I really took that in and was like, that's really cool. If no one can actually like put me in a box, I'm happy, because I might make a rap album next year. I might make a rock album the next, so it's just very
Man, I fuck with it, man. I love you. I love your music. And when my favorite song, pretty much, it was the one I was playing on my story.
Yeah, City Lights one.
It's just like a vibe. It's just like riding through the city light with the fifth of hand, man. I'm over here. It's like, bro, get me in the car. I don't want to drive. Someone drive me. I want to be in the passenger and let's just.
Yeah.
Today, I'm very thrilled and lucky to have my boy, Rage City's very own, Jany Green on the Wave Room.
Thank you for having me to the Wave Room. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So you want to kind of introduce yourself, or how old you are, where you're from, where you're at right now, and currently kind of what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 24 years old. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, born and raised. I'm just out here in Los Angeles right now, just doing music and, just trying to keep a positive flow going with everything, I'm very in a positive state of mind right now. And I think that everyone should at least, get the chance to, hear something positive, and knowing that there's ways to uplift yourself. And, that's what I've been on. So as of lately.
I like that. I personally, man, you know what? I'm on the same wavelength as you, because I believe in, law of attraction,
Absolutely.
Positive energy. So, you get out, the energy you put out is the energy you get back in. So I'm 100%. Definitely, I'm glad that positive energy, sent me, for us to link up again,
Yeah.
Man, you're doing good things, man. I love your music. Can you tell me a little bit about like how you started music? Was this always a passion of yours, or how did you start your journey in the music industry?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So just being some middle school kids, we always were, just dabbling with rapping and all of that. But I think the difference is from back then when I did music and now with this Jany Green project, is I was just in a bad space mentally, and who I surrounded myself with, it was just, it wasn't too positive what I was doing and who I was with. So, I had to leave. I had to leave Alaska, and I just kind of had to sit back and kind of think, what am I doing this for, And I started becoming, me and my girlfriend came out here, and I just started becoming a better man, all in all, and just my mind was just on a positive level. And so I just started making this music that I really enjoyed doing. And, the environment I was around was just, lovely. So that's kind of what I, started making music, like, putting that in the music, and, like law of attraction. I think it gravitated towards other positive people, and, it helped a lot of people become more positive.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that. So do you think it's like a hometown kind of thing that was dragging you down, or you just like, is it like, so we both grew up in Anchorage, Alaska. Would you say it's like an Anchorage, Alaska thing, or is it just like a hometown? Like, a lot of people say, hey, I had to leave my hometown to be able to like create myself, find my ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? So do you think that allowed you to, I guess, be yourself more, or like, or pretty much that kind of sense, like, was leaving like pretty much the best choice, because a lot of people are kind of scared to take that risk.
Yeah.
They're scared to, leave their comfort space. So yeah, so that's what I'm really trying to, find out from you, because a lot of people
Yeah.
like, man, they're on that cusp, they're on the edge of like, should I go? Should I leave to go chase this job? Should I leave to go chase this dream?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. I think, a lot of people tell me they're like, why do you say, that it was a negative experience or that Alaska's negative? And that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, Alaska is beautiful. There's a lot of great, great things in Alaska that, made me the man I am today. Just with family and good friends and everything. But, at the time, I just was surrounded with the negative energies that, I kind of, did. And that's what I'm kind of saying, that if I were to stay, I'd be stuck, and I think, like you're saying with hometown, you can be stuck in it, so I think it was important for me to, move and get out, because I don't know what would happen if I were to stay. And, I became more positive, definitely leaving,
Was there something that happened, or like a pivotal moment that was like, okay, I got to get out of here?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was surrounded with, my friends. We would just do the dumbest things, like if it were to be just partying all night, all day, all night, 24/7. And then I've had a couple close friends kind of pass away through violence and stuff that, at the time I didn't know what to do. I was very lost, and it just wasn't right, and just a lot of negative stuff that I just kind of kept myself grounded there, like, oh, I need to do this, and I just kind of thought one day, like, nah, this is not the way of life. There's definitely so many more steps that you can do in order to chase or catch your dream, or, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I was like, yo,
How old
let's
were you?
go. This is right in high school and right after high school.
Okay.
And then it was just kind of a cycle of just, partying and drugs and alcohol and, just whatever the case. And wasn't right. I was just
When
like,
you officially left, were you 2019 or
yeah. So I think I was 20 years old. I went to Georgia
okay.
with my mom, because she was like, when you graduate high school, like, I'm out of here. And so I was like, cool. So I stayed a year back in Alaska, surrounded with just dumb stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to get out of here and do music in Georgia with my mom, and stayed out there for 2 years, came back. And it was the same kind of dumb stuff that everybody was doing. Like, it was just not what I was feeling. So
I
got
asked
myself
that.
in that
I asked
spot.
that because, I mean, you're young, and that takes like a mature mindset, to be able to be like, realize, hey, I'm surrounded by things that probably won't get me, to where I'm trying to go, and to be able to make that decision, man. That that's much props. That's much respect, and I salute you for that, because, man, just like a lot of people don't know, growing up in Anchorage, Alaska, hey, it can get rough out there,
Yeah,
For a lot of people out there that don't know, so the city we lived in was Anchorage, but its nickname is Rage City. And that's
yeah,
because there's a lot of, man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of crazy things that go on. And I mean, I can attest to that, and I can second everything that you're saying, because I mean, how we come in, how we grew up.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
elementary, middle school, but I was already doing my dumb things, and I had friends. I mean, they weren't dumb. We just did dumb things. We just did
Yeah,
stupid shit. And I still
absolutely.
love, all these people to this day.
Yeah,
But it didn't hit me until I was after my freshman year of college, that I needed to just pretty much stay away from home. And nothing, like I said, Alaska and the city of Anchorage is beautiful, but
absolutely.
it can get hectic out there. I mean,
Sure
I
can.
don't know if it's because the long winters and the short summers,
Yeah.
or what's going on, but
Yeah.
yeah, after my freshman year of college. So I say this, my first semester of college, man, people won't believe this. I had a huge savings after high school, after I graduated, and I had like was working and saving up money, for college. And so my first semester, I told people, man, I probably visited home like 5 times, in a span of like, it was a weekend, and plane tickets were like at least $600-700. So
Ooh.
I blew like most of my savings, my first semester of college, just trying to go back home, like, visit like every other weekend, or, every
Yeah.
other month. And when I came back for winter break, that's when I kind of noticed, like, man, everybody's kind of like, in that same, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no one's really going after what they want and this and that. And
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
I say, after my freshman year of college, I kind of had to make that choice. I was like, man, I got to be a mature person, and actually,
Yeah, absolutely. And I salute you too for that, brother. I really do.
shit. And
Man, you've been getting it. I'll be seeing you, bro.
man, I've been trying, man. I've been trying, man.
For real.
Really, for people that don't know out there, man, Anchorage is, I mean, I think it's one of the, I think the crime rate, it's either the crime rate or like it's ranked number 1 or 2 in the whole nation, for crime.
Yeah.
And like, I want to say, no, I don't know, it's murders, maybe. What is it? It's something like
It's
that.
one of, yeah, it's
Yeah,
up there with one of those for sure. And a lot of people will tell me like what's really going on in Alaska, like, or kind of just like shut it down. And I'm like, you guys just, I don't want to make it seem like it's a
yeah,
horrible place because it's beautiful, but I mean it's it's
yeah,
nuts, man. It's
exactly,
chaos.
exactly. And I have to tell people, like, hey, I mean, I'm Samoan. I was raised in Hawaii and Alaska, but mostly Alaska. But we get down out there, we get down out there. And yeah, I have to tell people twice. They're like, Alaska. I'm like, man, you just have to see for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nowadays, man, you have to kind of be careful. You have to watch, how you move. Going around the city. Um,
Absolutely.
I actually grew up in foster care, or I mean, my freshman year, I got put in foster care. Like I said, I was getting in trouble a lot, and I mean, me in middle school, so I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a little,
Absolutely.
I was just one of those, you just class clowns that just did, just stupid things. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I got put in foster care from my freshman year, and I had the opportunity to leave like my senior year of high school, but I ended up staying because I felt like it was the best path for me to help me to get where I wanted to go. It was a place where I had discipline, structure, and I actually was like, oh man, I'm not allowed to do that. Like I can't just, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the way I grew up, I mean, I had great parents. They instilled great values in me. But like I said, it's rough out there. If I wanted something, we was gonna take it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, and so
Yeah. 100%.
as I was saying, like a handful of those foster brothers and stuff, and other kids in foster homes, I saw that you know, they they stayed in Alaska. And man, rest in peace. God bless his soul. One of my foster brothers, he got shot and killed out there. And so what that was another reason for me to stay away too. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to get out of that, that mess that people can, kind of get stuck in. And
Absolutely.
this ain't to hype our city up and say, hey, we're this. This is just to let people know, like, hey, be careful. You know what I mean? Be
Yeah.
careful who you surround yourself with, the
Mhm.
energy you put around you, because that can set you up.
Yeah.
You know, you can end up locked up. You can end up dead. In some cases. So yeah, be
Yeah.
mindful for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're very correct too, man. And it's sad.
Yeah,
A lot of the times when you hear the news or you got your, parents or grandparents hitting you up like, this person, or, and you're just like, yeah, like I do, like, because it's so small, but at the same time, like, it's pretty crazy, but
yeah,
it's
it
awesome.
definitely is crazy. It definitely is crazy. And we have a lot of people watching us too. Like they're watching. I mean, they're watching our ways. They're a lot of people don't make it out of Alaska, whether it's athletically, music wise, anything. Because I mean, one, it's just so far up there. It's far up north.
Yeah.
And then two, people just don't go out there. And so I like to think we're like kind of paving the way for other people to, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we come from Alaska. I was doing my thing, playing football. This is how I did it.
Mhm.
I mean, it might not work for you, but you can take the things that do work for you and then use it, in your path. And just like with you in your path with music.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I was like, man, um, I'm just so proud. It's one of those proud moments. Like, man, that's Alaska right there. So
100%. Yes,
you
I feel
moved
the
to
same way.
LA after Georgia.
Yeah, so I went back, moved to Georgia, and I tried to do the music out there, but it's
Not the
I
team.
got finessed way too many times, like
Wow.
bad.
Okay.
People just
In
took
the
me for my
music
money.
in Georgia.
Yeah,
You,
in Georgia, yeah.
okay. So
You
what
know, in
happened?
Georgia, they kind of keep themselves like clicked up, secluded. Like they don't really invite someone in, but I was, you know, nice enough to, get in with a cool crowd. But man, when I tried to invest my money into the craft, it just got taken all the time, man. And I was just like, damn, like it's really cool out here, but at the same time, I'm not I'm not into this finessing stuff.
You
So
wouldn't advise people to head to Georgia. I mean, at the moment.
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it didn't
Hey,
work for
where's
me.
Georgia? I mean, I got my peaches from Georgia. What do you say? What do you say? Huh.
For real. You want to get some peaches? That's the place. But
Yeah, want some
yeah.
peaches? Go to Georgia. But if you want it for music,
No, no
I
sir, no
would
sir.
not advise it. I would not advise. Okay, so there was finessing out there, huh?
Man, it was bad. I was like, I gotta go,
Okay.
man. So I went back to Alaska, and I decided, I mean, fairly quickly that I got my girlfriend Michaela, which you know as well,
Yeah.
Michaela
Shout out,
Teal.
shout out, shout out to all the wifeys out there holding it down.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all. Love, love. But yeah, we was like, let's go to California, let's work out here in Alaska for a bit and just move. And we didn't know anybody. We just took the leap and the risk. And it was hard. It was definitely hard when we were first here and stuff. And there's been a lot of times where we're like, let's just go back, let's just regroup. But then we're like, no, stay strong, and we can definitely do this. It's temporary. I had some weird jobs out here that didn't last, and I was just kind of in a place where like,
Like
what am I gonna
OnlyFans,
do?
what?
Yeah, it's like fuck. But
Right, what kind of jobs were you doing?
I think my first job was Dave and Buster's, like doing dishes,
Okay.
and it wasn't. It was just bad because they kind of like, I was the little guy, new guy, so they were like, "You're gonna be doing this." And
Everything, yeah.
yeah, and then I worked on Hollywood Boulevard, holding up like a big ass sign
Oh,
that,
what?
yeah,
You're
the
doing
little sign.
dicks?
Well, no, this one you just
Okay,
hold.
okay,
You say discount, whatever.
okay.
Bro, that was weird, but I did that for a minute, and then I worked at a hotel called Mondrian Hotel, and that was actually really cool because a lot of industry musicians, actors, a lot of people go there, and so like I was a pool boy, so all I did was really just talk to people and have a good time. So that was really cool.
It's crazy because a lot of, I mean, everyone knows LA is expensive, but like literally, man, I feel you out on that because like you literally have to do whatever you got to do to pay that rent, pay your bills because man, when I was living in California, we were paying when I was in junior college. We were in a 1 bedroom apartment and it was like 7 of us.
Wow,
Yeah,
dang.
7 of us. And I'm not a small guy, but I was probably one of the smaller guys. I mean, I mean, the biggest dudes in there were like 6'3", 6'4", over 300 pounds. Like, bro, yes. And so we were just getting support. Like, we were just so lucky enough to have support. People, we had like, our godparents or our families, sending us money. Rent was cheap only because we split it that way. But
Yeah.
like, I remember the first month we were out there, we were rotating. We had 1 bed, and we were rotating like the guys that slept on it. It was like, okay, 3 on the floor, 2 on the bed, 1 on the couch. Like, we were kind of,
Yeah.
so we were kind of, I love LA, but I don't, that it's a grind out there, So I
Yeah.
gotta let people know, like, hey, you got to do, you got to put in your dues, you got to earn your stripes out there,
Absolutely. And as long as you're focused on one thing, I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but I've told my grandma this. I've never had a plan B. And she was like, no, you need a plan B. You need a plan B. And I'm always like, nah, I got plan A, but I will do things in order to reach plan A, which is just, for now. And, as soon as plan A starts to happen, then I know where I'm at, where I stand. But always focus on what you want to do, I say, but, there's always going to be obstacles around that you have to do. And, keep that mind, like law of attraction, keep that mind positive, and you can manifest a lot of things if you really put your mind to it. So yeah, that I always say that.
And to piggyback off that, I believe in that too. Like I was always the plan A, and now that I'm kind of like, you might not get to plan A on your time, but I was like, we're all on God's time. That's personally my belief. Like, sometimes he'll reroute you to, and you end up on a different timeline than you expected, but you'll get to, your destination,
Absolutely.
Try to, stay optimistic with everything, and so, yeah, continue to, manifest and like keep that vision. Like, don't, a lot of people always try to steer you off your path. Oh, maybe why don't you just go get this? I was like, I will. I'll do it if I have to, but if I don't, you know what I'm saying. So you'll get there eventually.
Absolutely.
What is one thing that you wish you knew before moving to LA? Because I know you said you guys kind of just was like, hey, we're moving to LA. Is there something that you wish you had known beforehand?
That, I mean, just how much everything is like, especially moving out, and just, we saved up, I mean, not like a lot of money, but we saved up enough to be okay for a couple months. And yeah, just that, like, in general, like, it's like, oh man, it's kind of struggling to eat and stuff. But luckily we had another roommate. Like, we brought out someone with us, shout out to her, and we stayed in a 1-bedroom and stuff. And then after the year, after having our jobs, we decided to move on. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm really enjoying California. Like, I haven't really regretted it, so far. I'm just like really enjoying it, and I don't know why, but it's like paradise to me in a way.
No,
But
that's life, man, and that's good. You are enjoying it, man.
yeah,
Because a lot of people are at places where they're not happy, and if
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and so I value that, I value, if you're happy, shoot, hey, so be it. How did you did you have to find your way? So music wise, did you have to try to how did you make connections? Like, were you just like
yeah.
Googling places like, okay, hey, how do I, or were you like, because I know some stories like people, there's just a lot of stars in LA, every celebrity, every rapper, every, whatever you are, I mean, movie actor, everyone's in LA. Did you have to like, check their schedule, like, hey, little baby's about to be here, like, how did you
Yeah.
find your way,
No, absolutely. You're right. Like, it was definitely some studying. And when I first came out here, I was still on my like more rap and hip hop type of vibe of music. And I still didn't really know, where my head was. So I was just kind of saying nonsense and stuff. But at the time, there was this little rapper named Lil Xan. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Oh, yeah, Lasagna.
And I was liking some of the stuff he was doing. And so I went into his like, like the credits of his songs, and like I looked up these producers, and I actually found a couple of them that are actually my good friends till today, still now. Shout out to Ben, John, Teo. But I was around their crowd for a little bit, and like kind of like Alaska, like they're all good people, great people, love them all, but it was still like that partying type of, you know, type of vibe, around.
Yeah, different energies pulling you one way, the other way.
Yeah. And so I was like, let me regroup and get myself together and try to figure out what I really want to do. And shout out to my boy Ralph. Ralph Costelli. He's another native of Alaska.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Big Ralph. Big Ralph.
Yeah, he was talking about you not too long ago because we were playing the game. He was like, "Yeah, I know Louis. That's a." He was like, Clayton talks about him all the time too, and like, I was like, "Yeah, that's Louis." But
Sir.
yeah, shout out to him. He really. I started making this music, and I didn't know what I was really doing. I'm just testing. I'm experimenting. You know, I love to do that, and he kind of helped me find that way in the sound and stuff. And you know, we've just been enjoying it as of, you know, what's happened. And cool.
So how would you describe your style? You know, because I know, I mean, from what you've been saying, you know, in Georgia you were hip hop, and then LA you were around like Lil Xan and his people. You kind of maneuver around and finding your own sound. How would you describe your style?
Yeah, so that's great. That's a great question. I love to be versatile. Like I've never just liked rap, or I've never just liked rock or indie. I've liked it all. Like, you know, from Outkast to Linkin Parks to NERD, and you know, just all of them. And I want to kind of create a sound that just has everything. I don't know if that's impossible, but I think
Not for you, at least. It's not impossible. Not for you. You blessed. You blessed.
Oh no, you blessed too, brother. You blessed too. Yeah. I was on it. Are you familiar with Zane Lowe?
Yeah. Is he? Was he one of the One Direction? Or that's a different thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. My fault. My fault. My fault. I only know one Zane. You know, he was.
Yeah. Well, Zane Lowe, he's this Apple Music guy who, you know, does interviews, and he has a radio show. But they kind of said that that my music sounded like a 6-car lane on a highway or whatever. Like it was just from this and that, and you can never really tell what's next. And I really took that in and was like, that's really cool. If no one can actually like put me in a box, I'm happy, because I might make a rap album next year. I might make a rock album the next, you know. So it's just very
man, I fuck with it, man. I love you. I love your music. And when my favorite song, pretty much, it was the one I was playing on my story.
Yeah, City Lights one.
It's just like a vibe. It's just like riding through the city light with the fifth hand, man. I'm over here. It's like, bro, get me in the car. You know, I don't want to drive. Someone drive me. I want to be in the passenger, and let's just.
Yeah.
So I really do enjoy that song. That, and then that song, it's little thing. Yeah. So yeah, man, I enjoy your music, and so that's why, you know, like when I do listen to it, you could tell like there's a transition. Like, okay, this is one vibe, this is another vibe. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, versus other artists, you know, not knocking anybody else, but like you already know what you're gonna expect.
Yeah.
From them, you know, whether it's mumble rap or like, you know, R&B. So that's pretty cool, man. You're versatile. You're versatile.
Thank you. I try to be, man.
So here's a Hollywood question. You know, a lot of people are, you know, they say you're in LA. Is the Illuminati real? Are they out there? Are they doing crazy stuff out there? Are they doing, you know, that? Is it happening?
I ain't gonna lie. I think
is the Illuminati out there, man? Should they be wary?
Yo, they out for blood. I've never experienced no Illuminati stuff or seen nothing, but I believe in it. I'm sure there's some kind of secret society that's, I don't know if it involves music or if it involves pedophiles or whatever the case may be, but I know there's some type of weird society out there that, but, you know. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, at least shoot, you can confirm that. Shoot, Jany Green ain't a part of that. You know.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, you don't. They might do exist, but we don't know. You know, we had a viewer ask that, and so I'm like, that's a good question. You know.
That's fine.
You know, you know, I mean, there's Hollywood talk, and I mean, you know, all the celebrities and stars go out to LA, so. I was like, oh, okay. Someone, you know, asked that. I was like, interesting. So now we know, we could debunk that, factor cap. That's big,
Yeah.
big cap.
Big cap, big cap.
Okay, okay. And then we had a couple questions from some from our hometown
Yeah.
people. Uh, how did you get your name Jany Green? How did you become Jany Green? Was there a
Yeah.
process? Was there, how did that come apart?
Yeah. So to keep it short, Jany is my middle name is Janal. And pretty much I just shortened it to Jany because my mom, she wanted to name me Janal when I was a baby. And my mom and my dad had they played a board game and he won. So yeah, she got to name me that in the middle of my name or whatever. And then Green is her maiden name too, because I've always felt like a Green. My mom is my everything. I never had my dad around and stuff. So I've always felt like I'm a Green. This is my side of the family. This is who I am. My mom, she's tatted on my neck and everything. She's my one. So why not use the name she wanted me to be, and then also her maiden. So that's where Jany Green comes from.
Man, that's powerful and that's beautiful, man, for real. Shout out to all the mothers out there holding it down.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I mean, just like you, my mom, is my everything. I got her tatted, on my chest,
yeah.
a couple of places. So shout out, man. That's very powerful. And I didn't know that. I kind of, a lot of people don't know, how you got your name. So that's beautiful, man.
Well, thank you so much.
Salute. And
Appreciate it.